Wow, welcome once again. This is another new week, and we are so glad and excited to be able to join you once again from here, Davasha Studios. And my name is David Njuguna, and I'm really excited to have you today. And today we have an amazing topic for you. For those who have seen the banners that we have put around in social media, we are talking about kids in photography. I know in the past we have talked about many things. We've talked about hobby, we've talked about the art of photography, we've talked about so many topics. Today we want to look at kids in photography. And the main questions we are asking ourselves here is, what can kids really be able to do? Is it worth for you to expose your kids, to photography? How early can you expose them? And what can they really use? So we are really excited, to come to you today with this amazing topic. And definitely, I know there are many kids at home right now. Many of them are homeschooling, or many of them are just chilling at home waiting for further direction. And this is a great opportunity. This is a great time. I know if you are a parent, maybe you're wondering, what do I do with my child the entire day? I tried it myself. I'm a parent and I tried it. I just said, what? Can I just give the kids a camera and just see if, how the experience would be? And what I found out is that, they were so preoccupied with taking photos, and I didn't have to really have a hard time even managing them at home. So it's one of the things a parent can do. And the good thing, it's a non-destructive thing that they can do. We all know too much of TV is not very good for our kids. We all know too much of video games is not very good for our kids. But definitely, too much of photography cannot be destructive for your kids. So stay on with me, and I'll join you shortly. We'll just take a short break. When I come back, we'll start with looking at the cameras for kids. If you're there and you're wondering, my kid is 3 years old, 2 years old, 1 year old, 7 years, 12 years, you're wondering, what is the right camera for my kids? And that is what, when I come back after this short break, I'll take you through that. And I believe that will be really great. Just to remind you, if you are watching us and you love these shows, kindly share this link, with other people out there in the groups that you are, holler at people, share the poster, tell them we are live, activate the notification button so that you can be receiving these notifications, and definitely would be glad to join together. If you have kids around, why don't you call them? This will be a very interesting and exciting show, and I'm sure even kids will be able to benefit from this. So for now, we'll just take a short break, and once we are back, I will be able to come and just show you the kind of equipment that is available out there. Imagine, the camera manufacturers are so aware that we really need tailor-made cameras for kids. And guess what? They've done right about that. And we have many options, as I will show you in a short while. So just hold on there. We'll just take a short break, and then we'll be back with that exciting news right there. Good. Very good, and I'm back, and I'm really excited to show you this. This is really good news for you today. Any parent out there, is that there are actually cameras for kids. What a great news that there are actually cameras for kids. That's really exciting. And just to start us off, I would like to say that these cameras for kids are available at very affordable prices. If I give you the price range, it's from around $6, okay, around $6, all the way to around $100. In Kenya shillings, we are talking of about 6,000 shillings all the way to about 100,000. And that means for every one of us, there can be literally a camera for you. There can be literally a camera for you, because just with 6,000 shillings, you're actually able to get a camera. And as we start dissecting this topic, I would like to acknowledge this article. This is an article from bhphotovideo.com that I'm going through here from their blog, and they are one of the largest camera sellers in the world, and you can order your cameras online and they can be delivered. So without further ado, let's go right into it. Okay, very good. So the first category that I would like us to talk about is point and shoot cameras. Point and shoot cameras. What is a point and shoot camera? It's just a small compact camera that doesn't have a lot of detachable things. It's just compact. That's just how it is. And there are particular models that are really are good for kids. And with this, I have picked on one of them. And for me, I picked on this Nikon Coolpix A900. Yeah, this is a camera that would go for maybe around 20,000 or 25,000 thereabout. And the good thing with this camera is that it's quite an advanced camera, though it's also basic. One thing is that, it's updated with things like 4K video, with Wi-Fi, and manual controls just in case your kid is not at a very amateur level. It has the latest sensor technology, CMOS, which is more or less the same that we have in the professional cameras, and it's a really good compact camera. That is one of the options that you really have. Closely to it is what we call a PowerShot SX620 CyberShot, and that camera has 25 times optical zoom, meaning you can zoom much closer on subjects that are really far. That becomes a really big advantage, and that is a really good option. Now, supposing that you don't want to spend that kind of money, you want to spend a little less, and supposing that you're thinking, my child will just crash that camera in a day, my boy is a bit rough and he just needs something hardy. There is what we call tough point and shoot cameras, or we call them tough and rugged cameras. These are cameras that are actually made specifically for kids. And this is really exciting also for me to get to know this, And with this camera, what you're seeing in front of you is an Olympus Stylus TUF TG5 digital camera. These are cameras that, number one, they are actually waterproof, meaning even if you go to a swimming pool, your kids can freely play with the camera at the pool, dive with it, go all the way down. Some of these cameras, you can go as deep as 30 feet under the water. So a pool is definitely not an issue. So these are really good camera. And this category of cameras, which we call rugged and toughened, they are actually just for kids. That's what they are made for. Meaning they are cameras that you can actually just wash the way you wash your dishes. They are cameras that even if they fall down on the mud or anything, they are compact. They just won't break. And that is really amazing. This camera here, and also we have one nice one from Nikon. I kind of like the Nikon design because it doesn't look too kiddish. Maybe you have a child who is 8-9 years old, and you're thinking, wait a minute, this other one looks maybe like it's really for a small kid, like a toy. This Nikon version here, it just looks like a normal point and shoot camera. And this that you're seeing here is the Nikon Coolpix W300 waterproof digital camera. That's what you're seeing here. And the good thing is that they also come in various colors. This can come in blue, it can come in white. This other one here can come in so many other colors, like the red that you're seeing, sky blue, blue, yellow, lime, just amazing option right there. And definitely in most of the people who are selling them, they also come with bundles of accessories that you can really use with this, and your kids would just get excited. So if you're really thinking about an option for buying a birthday gift for your kid, this is a constructive birthday gift right there. Now, supposing you're saying, my kid is not really an amateur, he's been through various kids training courses for photography or video perhaps, and you're feeling like this would baby them too much, and you feel like they should move to the next level. There is also a mirrorless cameras category that is actually meant specifically in a very, very good way for the kids. We have the Kodak Pix Pro S1 mirrorless digital camera, and it comes with these two sets of lenses, as you can see right there. The range of the lenses is 12 mm to 45 and 42.5 mm to 160 mm. That's pretty much all the focal length that kid needs. From doing very close-ups to doing very wide shots, to doing telephoto kind of photos, maybe in the game park or whatever, in sports, that kind of thing. And this definitely is a budget-friendly camera for your kid. And in terms of video also, it's a full HD video, which is really, really nice for your kid, and it's just simple and compact. So if your kid is already learning some photography and you're asking yourself, what is the next upgrade from the very baby kind of cameras, then this is a great option for you. Okay, let's move on. Of course, we have the Olympus there, though this Olympus at the moment is discontinued, but definitely was a really, really good option. Canon, again, they are also offering you a number of mirrorless cameras that are quite basic. This camera right here, as you can see, it looks typically like any other DSLR or mirrorless professional camera that you have accessed. Yeah, this particular camera may not be in production today, but believe you me, it would be worth to pick it even on a second hand for your kid, because it's quite basic, quite hardy, still modern, with HD video, Wi-Fi, and a very fast processor, 24 megapixels, just like the Nikon D750. Literally, it's a really good camera at the price which it comes, it's just worth considering for your child. That's really, really nice. Then we have another category here that is really interesting, and this we call Insta film cameras. Okay, Insta cameras basically means these are cameras that you're actually able to take a photo immediately and the camera prints the photo for you. And this is a really cool experience. I know it feels like old fashioned, but I want to tell you that for kids, the way kids operate, it's different. For a small kid, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, it's quite a thrill. It's quite a thrill, because at that age, they are not able to differentiate between reality and something else that is, virtual reality, that is not really, the actual reality. They are not able to discern that, this, is a glass, and if it falls, it will break. Until it falls and breaks, then they go like, oops, what just happened? So that exciting experience coming right there at home with your child with a camera, because they may not know the use of all these taking photos and viewing them, but when they take and the print comes out, And that's something they can put, in their workbook from school or something. It's something they can place somewhere that they can really see and admire and recall the whole experience. Kids learn by playing, and this is a really, really nice physical way to engage your kid in terms of image creation. So we have a couple of these, definitely from the very old brand of Polaroid, which has been doing this for ages. We still have a couple of sample photo cameras that can be used by kids. And here we have this particular Polaroid 300. Very, very nice, as you can see. Comes in different colors. There is black, there is red. This particular one, you're looking at it there. The prints, however, are a bit small. They are not your conventional 4x6 prints. These are prints that are 2.1 by 3.4 inches, more like, your business card size, etc., which I think it's cool for kids. Because again, definitely having a bigger print would mean having a much bigger camera. For a kid, you definitely want to have a camera that a kid can hold in the hands. You want to have a camera that, is not baggage for that kid, an appropriate size and weight for your kid, definitely. So that's a really nice one there. Then we have this Fuji Instax, okay? Fuji Instax. We have a variety of them here. We have this particular one here, and they are also doing well in that category. Definitely the sizes of print may change from any camera model to another, but be guaranteed that the quality is pretty impressive, because these are actually built with that technology to print photos and nothing else. Like this one, for example, the Polaroid Snap Touch Insta Digital, it's a 13.0 megapixel, and it can print for you, 2 by 3 inches. 2 by 3 inch is a reasonable size of a photograph. As you can see, it's slightly bigger than this Polaroid here, and that's why it's able to print a slightly bigger kind of a print right there. And it has an LCD screen as well. If you're wondering, okay, we are in digital space, I need my kid to be able to, to scroll through the photos and see them in the screen. It still has a 3.5 inch touch screen, LCD screen right at the back. So definitely that is a really, really great thing for you right there. So those are some of the categories, from the Insta cameras that you can actually print, all the way to the mirrorless cameras, that you are actually able to even attach and detach lenses, all the way down to what we could call rugged and toughened cameras made for kids. And other than that, definitely you have this other category of point and shoots. And definitely I know many of you by now, you're wondering, so why should I spend extra money in a camera and I have this particular phone at home that I'm not using, or it's just a phone at home, etc. And my advice to you is this: there is something about the phone. It has too many apps in it. It has too many functionalities in it. It has games in it, perhaps. So you will find that the phone would be more of a distraction, really. They would not use it exclusively for photography. And you're not very sure, if they can access Wi-Fi, where they are likely to land and what kind of content they are likely to access. So I would advise parents not really to buy phones for the sake of photography for their kids, but to consider one of these kid-made, customized, very good cameras that are really, really capable, because then they are able to concentrate on the art that they are doing and to gain much from it. So basically that is it from our photography news desk today. Check out those cameras, go to BH and click on any of these and you can see if they are still on manufacture and on sale. You can check them out and check out their prices, and that should be really, really good. And you will get more information even as you dive in, like this Nikon Coolpix W300. If I just click on it that way, it will open now in the BH site, and you can see it's at $386. That's about 39,000 shillings. But definitely that camera, they will use it and all their siblings will use it. You can see all these are available, many options right there. So that is great, and this is the BH site. If you don't know where to get it, this BH, it's international. It's in the US, it's in the UK, and in South Africa. Right now, I know people are not moving around, but goods are still moving. If you really need it, you can still order it, and that would be a great thing for you. So with that, let me take you back to studio, and definitely, I'm sure you've really been blessed by that. Let me see who is joining us today and who is right there. I see Dennis Ngugi is right there. Thank you. Mr. Dietrich, you are always the first one. I should maybe organize some good present for you. Susan Kaguya, very good. Karibu sana. James Opado, nice to see you once again. Wambui Gugi, Karibu. Kinsley Kasley, wow, very nice. Martin Wanja, this is awesome. Kihara Njuguna there, very awesome. Ouko VT, tuned in. Thank you, Oruko VT, karibu sana. I see already comments are coming and questions are coming, and I will be addressing those in a short while. Let me just check on the other side of YouTube. We have Slave Music, we have Elijah Kungu joining us from YouTube, and this is really exciting for us. So definitely tell me what you think about those cameras. I will take a short break, and when we are back, I'll take you right into my presentation for today, where I'll be able to show you samples of photos that have been done by young kids, talking of 7-year-old, 9, 10-year-old, and these are photos that have just been done during this quarantine period. And that just gives us hope that really this is something useful. And I'll also share my experience, as I allow the kids to move around and do some photography, within a safe zone, and that will be really great. So right now we'll take a short break. In this short break, we'll just see a video where we were training kids in a particular school, and just check out on how they were able to learn and what they were able to appreciate. Kids really learn when doing it. They cannot learn so well in a very theoretical sense. So one of the ideas of teaching kids is getting so practical, and I think we have mastered that and we do that pretty well. So if you're there and you're wondering where your kid can train, here at Davasha we do training for kids as well, and it's just getting bigger and better. And even now during COVID, we can see what to do virtually, and that would be great. So sit back and watch this video. After this video, I'll be back with a very nice presentation, and we will explore much more together. So watch this video. Karibu.
I bought stuff, nice stuff. I took amazing photos, and now we are click Davasha.
For the category of plants and animals, I chose to take a picture of an insect on a plant, on a leaf. And for the category of still life, I took a picture of colored pencils because I like colors, and it was very interesting to do it.
My experience was epic because not only did I learn how to use a professional camera, I also learned composure, which shows us how which tells us the story of a picture.
For the plants and animals, I took a picture of a chameleon. It was really nice. The second one, I took a picture of the waterfall, which was really good. I really liked it.
Wow, welcome. This is great. I'm sure you're already wondering, were those photos done by kids? Definitely they were, though those are slightly bigger kids, talking of grade 7, grade 8, going upwards. But today we will even look at much lower grades. Talk of grade 2, and that kind of thing. So without much further ado, let me just take you right into my presentation, and that would be a great thing. We can enjoy this together. So right there, boom, very good. So as I said, our topic today is kids in photography. And the question we are asking ourselves is that, is it really worth to expose young kids to photography? Are there any risks? Are there any gains? Okay. And secondly, we are asking ourselves, what is there for the kids beyond just having fun with the camera? What exactly is there for them? And we will do a series of shows. This is just the first one, about kids in photography. We will be coming back to you with many exciting things that kids can actually plug into out there, and this will be a really nice experience. So join me as we go through this presentation, and that should be really good. Cool. So to start with, let us talk to the parents a little bit, and this could right there, you can see this beautiful lady there with her tiny little baby. Okay, not so tiny, perhaps 3 years or something, right there. And there is a quote here: life affords no greater responsibility, no greater privilege than the raising of the next generation. So if you are a parent and you're right there, this is for you. That these nice little cute children we are raising, they're not gonna be kids forever. And I'm sure you know this. But it's hard to see that when the kid is less than a year old, a few months old, 1, 2, 3, until perhaps they reach, the teenage, and you start realizing, wait a minute, these are adults. But it's really good and fundamental for us to have that at the back of our mind. Meaning what? Meaning every positive thing we bring in their life goes a long way to impact them positively. Sawa. Very good. That was for parents. Now let's move towards the kids, okay? And the first one is this. We are asking ourselves, is photography great for kids? I have 3 answers for you. My take is that yes, it is great for kids, and my 3 reasons are here. 1, as an art, it helps the children build visual creativity. If you look at the trends in the world today, we are going visual. Social media is all about visual, because that's how it is. That's the trend. That's where we are going. Coming from analog to digital, it's all visual, And so for a kid to be able to have a generalized creativity in the visual space is really, really good. It doesn't mean that they will be a photographer in the future, but whatever thing they would be, assuming they will do interior design, they'll have definitely started to develop some visual creativity. Assuming they will do architecture, they will already have started to develop some visual creativity. Assuming even they can be even engineers, or scientists, as they design whatever they design, they'll definitely be able to have built that visual creativity from a very early age. So that is my first reason for you to consider exposing your kid to photography. Now, number 2, photography will help the children to interact more with the environment. Definitely in photographing, you have to look for a subject. And you will find that they will have to be more keen now on what is around them. What do I photograph? When you give a child a camera, the first thing they're asking is, so what do I photograph? And they really want you to take them for a trip, and they want, they suddenly start to become more aware of their surrounding. They can tell you, no, this home is boring, there is nothing to shoot here, let's go for a walk. They will start being more aware of what is around them. And by that, if it's flowers, they will get much closer, to take even those close-up photos of the flower. And they'll get to understand, okay, there is a bee on the flower, something amazing. There is this petal, there is this other thing, this flower is budding, this other one is like this other one is withering. They'll start appreciating the various elements of nature, and that is a really, really exciting, because remember, we are preparing these kids for life. And definitely interacting with nature, be it human beings, be it animals, be it plants, be it whatever kind of nature, it goes a long way to just prepare them, and they get creative around it and realize, and also they now learn in exponential now just to take care of that nature, because they know if we kick all the flowers today as we play football, tomorrow we will not have flowers to photograph. So kind of very, very good also to sensitize kids about taking care of nature and that kind of thing. And my third reason why I vouch for kids to learn photography is that it's a harmless hobby. And it can be done anywhere, whether indoors or outdoors, okay? We know there are too many options of hobbies there, but photography is not one of those risky hobbies, I've heard of many different hobbies, like even zip lining, and so many other exciting and thrilling things. But, some of these hobbies definitely have a certain degree of risk, What if the cable cuts or something? What if your kid just, loses conscience and down they go, etc. So photography is just one of those safe hobbies. Harmless, those nice cameras, even for kids of 3 or 2 years old, I think this is a really worthy consideration for you, our viewers. Give me your take on this. Write to us in Facebook or YouTube. Just give your comment. Give more reasons why you might think photography is great for kids, or tell us why you think it is not great for kids. We are open to learning. We would like to share a more balanced view of things in case we are out of touch with reality with our viewers right now. So go ahead and write as we continue with this presentation. So my next slide, I'm asking you, did you know before the age of 10 years, children perceive the world differently from the way adults do? Are you aware of that? Okay, their recognition of reality is different. And this picture I have put here, with my three kids right there, with the Father Christmas, And I'm sure if you're an adult, you can identify with that. Maybe when you were young as a kid, you would have loved, and that was a wow moment to take a photo with a pseudo Father Christmas, But thinking about it, how comes after the age of 11 or so, it's not a thrill anymore? It's just because for them, this is reality. They have read about Father Christmas in the storybooks, and then they bump into Father Christmas. The next thing is that they must preserve that memory. They have to take a photo with Father Christmas. And for them, as this photo is being taken, this is real. This is not fiction. This is real, It is real, So kids have a different perception. So as they grow and after the age of 11, they start perceiving things more like adults, analyzing and figuring things out more like adults. And that means if you're able to expose your kids even earlier, the more better it is, because this kid will document their world from their own perspective, which will be totally different from yours. And that is awesome. You can keep those photos for them. As they grow up, they can see those photos, and it can be an amazing experience. So that is something also worth to note. Very good. So let's dive right into the pictures. And this is a photo taken by my firstborn, who is called Angel, 10 years old right there. And I just decided, what, let me just give them a camera for 2 days and tell them you can take photos as long as you don't go beyond these parameters. You can take photos. And guess what? I found some amazing photos. In fact, I was asking them, from which angle did you get, from which balcony did you get this photo from, etc, etc. And what I like about this photo, when I saw it, I was so impressed because number one, the camera is held straight. The camera is held straight. You can see this building, is right standing straight, meaning the camera was not tilted in any way, because that's one of the biggest challenge I've seen with many kids. We'll shoot photos, not straight, but this photo is actually taken straight. And just for that, I was so amazed and thrilled, and definitely congratulated her for that. If you realize where the building is placed, it's not at the dead center. It's also following the rule of thirds. Amazing. And I have not really cropped this photo, That's just how it was, and it was just amazing for me to see. Actually, I did not turn it to black and white. She took it and she edited it in the camera, and just made it a black and white. And that, is what she really loved to see of that. So definitely, I think it is really worth to do this. Now, this another photo still taken by her, this is our last born daughter, she's about 7 right now. And you can see the emotion right there is not very appealing. And I remember, when Angel took this photo, she really wanted to delete it. And then I told her, no, don't delete it. These are great shots. She said, no, they are not great because Princess is not happy, And I told her, it's okay. It's okay. I got an opportunity now to explain to her that, photography is beyond the smiles, is being able to actually bring out the actual mood, the actual feelings that someone is experiencing at any one time. And that's what you want to capture. That's what will move somebody. It is not all smiles. Right now we are in Corona. It is not all smiles. But you would still get great shots here and there. So these two shots combined together, you can see the one on the right, she's looking sad, looking away like that. And the other one, she's actually looking away like she's really mad with someone and she's don't want to see them, or that kind of a thing. And all these two shots combined, they become really powerful shots. So I encourage you parents, give them cameras and just allow them to be and see what comes out of that. I'm so glad with that, capturing that amazing, feelings and emotions, and that comes out really, really pretty well. Even the way she's edited the one on the left, a bit desaturating it right there, it just looks nice. And that is a great, great thing. Wow. So this is me doing zip lining, one of those kind of a risky hobbies, if the line is not well maintained. And now this was my first time to actually do zip lining. Okay. And I happened to be in this place with my daughter. And we said, okay, let's do zip lining, and we were just the two of us. So she was so excited about it, and she ran fast, and she went and came down, and I took her photo as she came down, and then it was my turn to go. Now I told her, you know what, you will stay here and you will have to take me a photo as I'm coming down. Okay. So I went, and as I came down, guess what, she captured that photo. And I was so impressed that, at the end of the day, I don't have to move around on holiday with a photographer, or with so much worry on how I'll capture my moments. I have my daughter right there, and she can actually do the job and get it done, and well done. So again, a photo I really liked. Of course, the camera she was using was a small camera, so it couldn't zoom too much. So we've done a little bit of cropping on this particular photo because it was a little bit wider. But again, you can see, the precision of the moment, the instinct that kicks in, and you feel that moment. So those are photos, 3 photos from Angel, and we'll move down to my second born, who is called Israel. So Mr. Israel is 9 years old, and right there you can see what he did. So this is the angel you are seeing in this photo, and this photo is being taken by Israel. Okay. And we can see Angel right there trying to pose for this photo. On the right, a more of an ordinary kind of a shot. Then on the left, you can see again a silhouette kind of a photo. Again, when she got this photo, she really wanted to delete it. She told me, that is not great, that is not great. I told her that is great because it's a silhouette. And she asked, what is a silhouette? And I got a chance to explain. And you can see how well the 2 photos blend together to actually tell a nice story. These are photos taken by a 9-year-old, unsupervised, all alone, playing outside in the compound. And they've been able to do these amazing pieces of art. Another one there by Israel, this now is Princess in this particular photo, and Israel, the 9-year-old, is taking this photo, as they are just cycling, and that becomes really, really a good thing. So you can see he's been able to freeze that moment. He's been able to frame that photo, in the thirds, etc. and all that. And it becomes exciting and good memories. So I don't have to really follow them all around as they are playing to try and take all the photos. No, all I need to do is to give them a camera and allow them to go play, go do stuff, and remember to bring me back good memories in terms of photographs for what you actually did. Now, just to be fair, as a parent, you have to feature photos from all the kids. You can't feature photos from one of them. So I had to put photos for all of them. So from here, these are photos done by our princess. Our princess is 7 years old right now. And this is a photo that she took. So these are a wall mounting, just one of our wedding photos that is mounted on the wall, and she took a picture of it, and after taking the picture of it, she edited it to this kind of effect. I can't tell you exactly what kind of effect this is in that particular camera. I've not gone much deep in that camera to check, but one of the things I've realized, just pardon me, So one of the things I've realized is that kids get so excited about editing the digital images as well. And that's one of the thrill. That's one of the secret. The fact that they are able to take the photo and manipulate it, change it to black and white, change and put all these filters and all these effects. Those things thrill the kids and they encourage them to actually take on more photos and photography. So this piece of art done by a 7-year-old, I think by all means it is really, really worth, And as I said, we do training for kids. Don't forget that, because you might say, fine, you're a photographer, so definitely your kids have been around cameras for years, perhaps you've trained them, but we offer the same training for kids. And definitely it's a really, really cool thing right there. Cool, another one by Princess right there. I love this photo because it's what we call feeling the frame. And you can see the perspective of those tires, This is just a playing field, and there are these tires that the kids can roll and play and jump around, And she took this photo just the way it is, by the way. And I thought, wow, what an eye for detail. What a good perspective going all the way back into the horizon of the photograph. Again, quite a nice one there, just of the playing field. And this is just the entire playing space right there. So right where you are, it is very much possible to be able to let your children just go outside and play in the field and just take photos, and that is an amazing, amazing thing. I'm sure if you have liked those photos, tell me which one was your favorite as well, and tell me why it is your favorite as well. Share moments. If your kids have done something, share the photos. Let us know how we can plug in to help. As we wind up this, I want to leave you with one quote here from somebody called Liberty Haid Bailey. Okay, and this is what he said. Give the children an opportunity to make a garden. Let them grow what they will. It matters less that they grow good plants than that they try it for themselves. And I think I cannot really add anything more to this. It has been said. That is it. Kids don't learn by being told. Kids learn by trying, Kids learn by seeing and trying. And that is a worthy reflection. I hope that presentation has blessed you. Write to us, ask a question, give a comment, and now we'll go back to studio and we will now have a discussion around what we have just shared with you. We'll have a discussion. Let me see who else has joined us right there. Let me see from Facebook. Amazing, amazing. Many people are writing. Kamau Joel, karibu sana. So glad to see you. King Madhavi Laini, wow, karibu sana. Pauline Nyaga, wow, karibu Pauline, so glad to see you. We are all Matters Kids today and photography, taking this to the next level, and this is really, really amazing. So without further ado, let me get into the comments that are there. We have Martin Wanjai saying, thank you, David, for this great show. I'm watching with my daughter and she has passion in photography and she has chosen a camera and requested me to buy for her and look for pink in color. Wow, that is great. That is great. I like that definitely right there, Martin Wanja. I hope that you can get that camera for her, and definitely you will wonder at how much she'll be able to do. Thank you so much. Another comment right there from Mr. Dietrich, and you're saying, alternatively, allow your child to use your smartphone for photography for a while to see if they enjoy it before you invest in a special camera. Most phone cameras can be accessed directly from the home screen without being unlocked, so you won't have to share your password or type it in the 1,000 times a day through as you allow your child to use your phone. That might be a bit safe. Okay, that is good from Mr. Dietrich. I agree with you. That's an option. But I can say from my experience as a photographer, there is something mentally, when you hold a phone like this, you don't think of photograph. When you hold a camera like this, your mind is dedicated exclusively for photography. So I agree with you. That is something you can do. You can give them that phone first before you invest. But if you're able to, I can tell you for a fact, that investment will definitely not go unrewarded. Dennis is asking, where can we find cameras for kids locally? Let me say I haven't seen the cameras for kids locally, but we'll be checking that up and we'll see how it goes. We'll be able to advise you. As I said, we are doing a series of shows about kids in photography, and this is just the first one. So as you write to us those kinds of comments, we will be able to make sure in the coming shows we are able to check around if you are really able to find them, and that will be a good thing. Let me see what Mr. Carsley is saying. I like how there are options for children matters pertaining to photography. Definitely. That is great, and I too like that. Let me see, King Madadi, long time. We've not seen you here for a while, but glad to see you. If you discover your child is passionate about photography at an early age, what would one do as a parent to ensure you support them to the end? Very good question there from King Madadi. So what I can say is that give them a child's camera for them to explore. Remember the last saying we just read, just allow them to make their own garden. It doesn't matter whether they plant the right plants or, take care of the plants or not. Let them experience it for themselves. And that's what like the rugged toughened cameras, which are built for kids really, waterproof, shockproof, etc. Give them that piece of thing. Let them play with it among their toys. They have a toy car here, they have a toy plane here, they have a toy camera here. And as they are thinking, whoa, I'm driving, I'm flying a jet, they're also thinking, okay, now I'm taking the photos, etc. And they actually take the photos. So that would be the greatest thing to do. So just buy one of those cameras, leave them to play with it, and, if you're able to, at one point, you can get them to do an interesting short course. We offer really nice short courses for kids, and they would really, really love and enjoy it. That would be amazing. Mr. Dietrich, you are saying, raising the next generation is the great privilege. Taking notes, very nice, very nice. Mr. Paul Bariu, I see you've joined us. Karibu sana. Karibu sana. We are talking all matters are kids in photography, and we are excited. So Dietrich, you're saying decision making will develop in creating any piece of art. There is a series of decisions made. What color, what shape, how big, small, watercolor, temperature, art lends itself to experimentation that can spill over into creativity in other areas of life. That is very, very true. As they experiment, as they play around and take all manner of photos and play around with all these artistic things, which photography is one of them, they would definitely explore greater things in life. And Martin, there you're saying, wow, amazing work from these kids. It's a great invention. They have great talent, and I'm even able to choose the photo I'm not even able to choose the photo because they look so exciting and wonderful. I love the building photo because it looks so created composition-wise and so amazing. Can't imagine it's taken by a 10-year-old. Yes, it is. And I'll be giving them the cameras every week, and every other week I'll be showing you what they're doing. And that would be just an exciting journey that we will take together. Let me check on the YouTube and see. Wow, there are so many comments here. Wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. Mr. Elijah Kungu is saying, wow, I love this topic already. I didn't have an exposure to such at my early age, so I believe there are some great tips I can receive here to pass on to my siblings and kids in future. Great, do exactly that. And you're also saying amazing piece there from BH. What are some of the lessons we can teach kids about digital photography, because the world is turning digital already? I think this is a very good way to introduce kids. We know today kids are introduced into the computer world, from class 1. That's about 6 years old, and introduced into phones even at age 3 or 2, because they, when they hang out with their parents, they're on their phones playing games and all that. Why not introduce them into photography, which is as well digital, and it's a safe space and a creative space for the children? I totally agree with you, Mr. Kungu. Another comment right there, also in art or photography appreciation, children learn about the vast diversity found in artistic expressions around the world. I agree with you. I had that experience when my daughter took the photo of my other daughter when she's not happy, and she thought it's a bad photo, but I actually told her it's a good photo, because it's part of life that you won't always be smiley and excited every day. So yes, you learn expressions and the diversity of things artistically. Wow, another one there, children who might tend to be shy and fearful develop confidence when taking part in photography and arts in general. Yes, because they'll have to face many people out there, and they'll have to go close, and they'll have to take their photo and perhaps show them. And that is very, very true. I agree with you. Flavian, there you're saying, my thoughts are actually with kids photography can even be more easier to learn because they have wild imaginations without limitations. What you teach a kid sticks forever. That's very true. I was just remembering the other day, one of the few movies we watched as a family when I was growing up. I think I was in class 1 or 2, and I could remember the title of that movie. And I just said, let me go to the internet and see if I can find it. And I went there and I found it. And I downloaded it, and I shared it with my family, and the kids couldn't believe that it's that old, because it's just an exciting family movie. So I agree with you. These things tend to stick around with us, and they make a very good positive things in life if they are positive themselves. How can I identify that my kids have an interest in photography? I think that's a good question, Dennis, right there. I think one of the things you can do is to just show them photos, okay? If you're going through your wedding album, and just hear what kind of comments they're gonna say. Show them photos over the internet and just hear what kind of, and then just go out with them and take a few photos of yourselves, with them, and see what they're gonna say about them. It all starts with actually seeing photographs, because otherwise you'll have this tool and you'll have nothing to relate it with. So I can say just start reviewing more and more photos, with them, and that will indeed, bring out if they are really, really interested in this. Definitely introducing a camera in the scene is a very good way, because then you're able to see, will they spend an hour with this camera? Will they spend 10 minutes? Will they spend the day with this camera and actually put it on their bedside as they are sleeping? Then you can gauge and see with time how this is growing. If they are, above 11, 12 years, you can just have the discussion with them and hear what they have to say. At that time, they are able to determine a lot of things themselves. And another comment here, because there is not just one way to create, children in the arts learn to embrace multiple points of view. If 10 children draw the same apple, there will be 10 different apples. I totally agree with you. unlimited imagination from the kids, and that is amazing. Coming back to Facebook just to check if there is any other comment that I have not alluded to. I think I have alluded to all the comments, and I'm really grateful that I'm able to check all your comments and really share this moment with you. So I do hope wherever you are as a parent, you are inspired. For the kids watching this show, I hope you're inspired too. And I hope going forward, we will start journeying together in this area of photography for kids, you know. Just to summarize again, we do amazing training for kids. We have trained many kids. Even the kids that you saw took those photos definitely have gone through some kind of training. But even if your kids haven't, just give them a camera, let them see, you know, let them do something. We would be ready to review those photos for you and review with them, you know, even free of charge, especially over this COVID period. And that would be great support to you, you know, as our fan out there. Let me just remind you, like this page, go to YouTube, Davasha Photography, and like us and follow us. You know, turn on the notification so that you get the prompts when we go live. Go to Facebook and follow us again. Share the link in the WhatsApp groups that you are. And let us together help to make a great community. You know, put the tags there, hashtag Davasha Live, and check out all the videos that we have done live here. Every Monday 11 to 12 we are here doing a photography show, and every Wednesday 11 to 12 we are here doing a video show, and we've also looked at what kids can do in video, and we'll continue exploring more. Every Friday 11 to 12 we are here with the wonderful guest Asha Omar, one of our directors in Davasha, and we explore the topic of young entrepreneurs, just to inspire them to be able to take on entrepreneurship and run with it. So that's all for today from Davasha. My name is David Juguna, again, a director in Davasha and also a photographer. So proud, you know, to be a photographer, and so glad that we are making a difference in reaching out to other parents in trying to engage our kids in very positive way, particularly over this time. So God bless you and do have a wonderful time. I have one more video for you that I would like you to watch even as we finish this show. And these are testimony actually from a parent, you know, of a daughter who came and trained with us and what she was able to accomplish. So let me not spill the beans. Stay right there and watch this video. And after that, we'll be done. Otherwise, God bless you. I'm really glad, and have a wonderful week ahead. Amen.
One of our children, Bethel, at 13 years old, was required to register for the school's convention. They are to engage, with the help of the parents, engage a professional. And one of the items that Bethel chose to take was photography. We were wondering where to begin, because on looking at the guidelines for photography on the entries that were available, the requirements were so technical, none of us understood it. Our search for who would help her to do photography very well, I met Asha at a school function, and that was our beginning of the journey with Davasha Photography. They are professional photographers and they also run the school. And I understood that, and on engaging further with them, we settled for joining the school. At some point I told them, I just have this hunch within me that this is the right thing for us to do. It is a very serious program. Literally like a college university program. They got somebody who is well versed with children, Sava, and we were very happy to work with him. Went into the field, and began to do a one-on-one practical engagement in the training. And she would get on with it, she would do it. And the outcome of it was very pleasing. One of the things I remember her trainers encouraging her about was the patience, the relaxing, just learning how to operate her camera and how to set it, and being sure of the settings and the timings even to take the photographs. And with the help of Davasha, we came up with what we thought, or what each person felt was the best photograph to pick from, and they did that. Bethel did that with the help of her trainers. Off she went to convention, presented her pieces, and voila, she got 2 gold medals out of it. And that was really fantastic, not only for her but also for us as parents. It was also, I believe, very good for Davasha. They had told us that if we train you, if we train your child, you will be ready for international convention. Getting the gold medals was a real bonus for us as her parents. She put in a lot of work. She was able to follow through what she was instructed to do in the training, and we feel that she was able to achieve and accomplish much. As a result, she was nominated for the International Students' Convention, which also happens once a year as a follow-up or a subsequent event to the East African Schools Convention. We are grateful for having worked with Davasha.